These are the Nike KD19, and this is a performance review. Let's get into it. First and foremost, you have this TPU upper with this double-lasted midsole, so you don't actually have a midsole here like you would traditionally see. The midsole is actually built into the shoe itself. The materials themselves don't look like they would be very forgiving or anything like that. They are obviously inspired by the Nike Zoom Hyperflight. You can see that with the little swoosh on the toe box area. This dagger, which is something that you would have seen on the Nike Hyperflight, but in a vertical form. Overall, this is a crazy looking shoe. It is a good looking shoe in my personal opinion. I do like the way they look. I am not necessarily someone who's going to wear these casually, but they are definitely going to stick out on the court. Moving to the materials, as I said earlier, the upper is comprised of the TPU material that's molded, kind of like a foamposite type of material, but not quite foamposite, but it is a mold on the top of the shoe. You do have this dagger that is molded into the lateral and medial sides of the shoe, which is going to provide containment and lockdown for the wearer. Overall, the materials aren't necessarily high-end, but I do want to point something out because for the last 10 years, a lot of sneaker prices for all brands have gone up dramatically. The KD9 was a shoe that really changed directions for the KD line in general, but the KD9 came in at $150. That comprised of a Flyknit upper with a full-length Zoom Air. Now this shoe, 10 years later, that has probably, obviously upgraded materials, upgraded cushioning systems and things like that, and pretty much upgraded in every way you can imagine, but this is coming in at $155 US, and you compare that to $150 US for the KD9, it's pretty incredible, and I want to give a hats off to Nike and KD for being able to pull something off like that where you can maintain prices and make them relatively affordable when you see the LeBrons heading well into the 200s, the Kobe line heading into the 200s, a lot of the budget shoes heading into the realm of like $130, $140, but this is bringing a lot of like good tech, a lot of good features, a lot of good materials, and maintaining a $155 price point is commendable. Moving on to the fit, as you would imagine with this TPU upper, the shoe fits a little bit differently, especially if you're coming from the KD 16, 17, or 18. With this TPU upper, especially as Nike calls out on their website, it fits snug. Getting them on foot for the first time, I felt that squeeze. They do kind of mold to your feet the more you play in them, but you are going to feel that squeeze in the beginning. So if you're looking for a sizing recommendation, narrow and normal size feet can go true to size. If you're a wide footer, definitely look to go up a half size just to make them a little bit more comfortable. Again, you're going to feel that squeeze as a wide footer in the very beginning. Now, when it comes to the containment, you're going to want to find the sweet spot in terms of how you tie your laces, tying them a little bit tighter or looser depending on what your preference is. But when I got the shoes on foot and felt how snug the shoes were, I wasn't able to like really tie the shoes very tight in the beginning, which caused some heel slips. So you're gonna want to test out how tight you can get the laces to see if you can prevent that heel slip. But that was something I did notice and was something I was trying to remedy during my time in the shoe. Now, lastly, on the containment piece, you do have a lateral side outrigger and a lateral and medial side TPU piece that's really gonna help with containment and lateral side stability. And so what that means though is because the shoe has a higher ride height because of that full-length Cushline 3.0 and full-length Zoom Strobel, you're going to really rely on those just to kind of keep your foot stable on that floor. What I've noticed, especially with this shoe, is again feeling a little bit higher off the ground, and without those pieces there, I felt like I would definitely turn my ankle. But fortunately, again, that outrigger especially saved my ankles, it saved my feet. Now, as I just said, this shoe features full-length Zoom Strobel and full-length Cushline 3.0, which means that this shoe is incredibly comfortable underfoot, plenty of bounce, but also stability with that Cushline 3.0 carrier. You combine that with the padding inside the shoe and you have just a very, very comfortable shoe all around. Now, in my experiences with the KD19 on the court, this was an incredibly comfortable shoe, kind of like typical for a KD shoe at this point in time. You do have that zoom unit sitting right underfoot, under that insole, so you feel that sensation right from the start. And then under that, you have the Cushlon 3.0 carrier, kind of contrasting the bounce from the zoom unit. It's kind of complementing each other really, really well. Overall, I did love this cushioning setup on the KD19. Capping things off is the traction for the KD19, and it is a storytelling pattern with the number 7 all throughout the shoe. It performed incredibly well on the court that I play on, which is a hardwood court. In terms of durability, you're not going to have any issues because this is a harder, thicker, deeper rubber, so it should perform and it should hold up pretty well on outdoor courts. Overall, it bit the floor really well. It gave me the confidence to make the cuts I needed to make, and I never really had to wipe the shoe, which is a big plus. But overall, the traction was fantastic. Now, when it comes to my recommendation for the KD19, this is an easy shoe to recommend. One, because of the price. At $155 US, this is literally $5 more than the KD9 from about 10 years ago. I want to commend Nike and Kevin Durant on being able to maintain this price point while also still giving you access to premium cushioning technologies like Cushlon 3.0 and full-length zoom strobel. But nevertheless, cushioning was fantastic. As I said, the fit is a little bit on the tighter side, so definitely want to go half size up if you're a wide footer. Narrow and normal size feet can go true to size. Traction was absolutely fantastic. Containment was very, very good. Cushioning, again, was very, very comfortable with that kind of like dual setup. Overall, I love the KD19, and as more colorways are coming out, it's going to be easier to get them, probably a little bit cheaper. If you need to have them now, you're not going to be mad paying full price. But again, you're going to have a lot of colorways flooding the market, and you could probably wait a little bit, but if you really need them, you're going to really be happy that you spent the money. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. If there's anything I missed or anything you would like to know about the Nike KD19, please leave a comment. If you liked this video, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. But if you really, really liked it, please hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend that might be into this type of content. Thank you all for watching, and you have a great day.